Hello everyone, this is Godzi, and I'm doing another tier list. I had no idea which one I wanted to do, so I posted a poll on Twitter, and I am not at all surprised that this one absolutely swept the competition. We're going to be doing a tier list for all of the When They Cry characters, at least the ones that I know, because some of them I might not remember because they're too minor, or they're from, like, a arc like a Higurashi console arc or Umineko Saku or something like that. So yeah, the template that we're using, because this is the only one that even had Ciconia characters in it, is When They Cry Full Series Higurashi / Umineko / Ciconia tier list maker by Louis Hoshikawa. As you can tell, they certainly put in the work to include a shit ton of characters. And again, a lot I will not know, but I know all the main ones, and therefore I'll be able to rank them. We're also gonna have to deal with ads on the screen. I don't have an ad blocker, but I have my VPN on, so it shouldn't be giving ads for my general area. So, yeah. But we're mostly gonna be down here anyway, so yeah. I'm going to start by adding another tier below. It's not going to be an F tier, at least for now. I do not know. I typed in F anyways, though, because I'm very stupid. There we go. Fantastic. All right, so another weird thing about this template is that they make so many distinctions between so many characters. It's unreal. Like, they have Rika here and then Burncastle, which I don't know what the difference is that you're supposed to decide there from the game, but that's probably not even the worst one. Because we have Battler Peace, Meta Battler, and Lord Battler. I'm sorry, but are they not just the same character? Like, Jesus Christ. But at least all the ones that are, like, super similar, like all the different Beatrices, are marked. Also, very obvious, there are going to be spoilers for Higurashi, including Go and Sotsu. Umineko, just through episode 8, because I haven't read Saku or any of those. Same goes for the Higurashi console arcs. Same for any manga exclusive stuff, unless it was in the episode 8 Umineko manga, because that I did read. And of course, Ciconia. So yeah, we're just gonna go in order from the top left, and immediately we have Hanyu. Now, that's certainly a controversial one for the list to start off on. I do not know why Hanyu is listed first of all characters. And I'm conflicted on where to put her, because I feel like she is, little image of one of my Steam friends there, because I'm recording a chunk of my screen. Anyways, yeah, Hanyu, she's definitely one of the characters of all time in Higurashi, absolutely. I feel like if there's one major flaw I can say about Higurashi, it's some of the execution regarding Hanyu. I don't hate her by any means. I just feel like they could have done a lot more with her. And also, the whole idea of, like, these mysteries, like the stomping in the storehouse in chapter 2, and also technically 5. The other examples are escaping me, but that's the one that I know for sure. It is a little funny, in hindsight, knowing that the answer to that weird stomping and the footsteps that Keiichi hears in Onikakushi is just this little girl who's, like, very upset that people are being violent. It's a little bit funny in hindsight, but that is a very strange solution, for sure. I do feel like Higurashi, definitely of the 3, is... I wouldn't go so far as to say it's my least favorite of the 3, but it's definitely evident that it's the first one Ryukishi wrote from this franchise. So, yeah. Again, not calling Higurashi bad because I love Higurashi. It is very important to me, but it does have some flaws, and I think it'd be silly to ignore them. So I'm gonna put Hanyu, I'm gonna put her in C. She's a fun character and all. However, there are those flaws. I feel like one thing they really, really should have played into more with her is the whole thing of her wanting, like, seemingly wanting the loops to continue so that Rika wouldn't, you know, forget about her. And they could have played into that a little bit more in Go and Sotsu. I mean, she was fine in Go and Sotsu, but yeah, I don't know what to say. Are there even Go characters in this, come to think of it? I mean, I think the only one that would be exclusive to that is like Aowa. Yeah, I do not see her. So presumably not, but we'll get there when we get there. All right, Keiichi. I don't think this is much of a contest. Keiichi's fucking awesome. Like, I can understand some of the criticisms, like, it's very easy to relate Keiichi to a lot of other standard anime protagonists, where it's just like, oh, guy surrounded by girls and he's a little bit pervy. Wow, riveting. But, and I feel like that would be a much more justifiable conclusion to have if your only experience with Higurashi is the original anime adaptation. Because if not for Onikakushi being the first arc, it would be very easy to assume that of Keiichi. And then, of course, also Tatari Giroshi, but they really downplayed him in that. But even just from the Onikakushi VN, it'd be really hard to get that conclusion from him. And he has so many good moments over the course of the story, it's actually unreal. One of my personal favorites is a scene towards the beginning of Mina Giroshi, where he's just kind of single-handedly proving that he's super cool. I forget the exact words he said to Rika towards the beginning of that episode, or I should say chapter. I'm probably gonna fuck up the wording between chapter, episode, and phase less so, but still, it's just a good moment. His, like, Magician of Words bit, is that what it was called? I forget. But he's a cool, good guy. Even his reintroduction in Mayakashi, despite definitely playing into, like, his pervy shit, it's fucking cool. He's a good dude at heart, and you know that by that point, because, you know, you've seen the story play out through his eyes for 3 arcs now, 2 of which he's literally going fucking bonkers. So you've seen the best of him and you've seen the worst of him. He's a fucking great guy. As for Mion, I feel like it would be easy to say Mion's probably the most shafted character in the VN. But she's super fucking entertaining. She has to get S as well. I promise I'm not just gonna put every character into S, because this is relative to Higurashi characters, not relative to all characters I've ever seen ever. So yeah, this is comparing characters to each other. So some of the margins are gonna be a bit razor thin, but I think Mion deserves S. She definitely could have had a few more moments in the VN, I suppose, but I think her stuff in Go and Sotsu, just being cool, is what elevates her into S tier. To elaborate on that, she's the only character of the main group, unless you want to count Rika, to never get Hinamizawa syndrome. Like, I mean, at least to L5. I don't know how you define having or not having Hinamizawa syndrome, but she's the only one who doesn't go bonkers and kill people, and that's part of why the original anime is kind of poopy, because it doesn't, you know, even when I went through it, I don't think I made the distinction that Watanagashi's culprit was Shion, but regardless, Just the fact that she trusts her friends too much and has too much faith in other people to have ever been afflicted with that paranoia over the course of the original 8 episodes, to the point where literally the only way she can get Hinamizawa syndrome is from Satoko injecting her during Go and Sotsu, which she was really interesting, honestly, because even then, even though she had Hinamizawa syndrome, L5, scratching her neck and all that, just like everyone else had in the past, she was still the most composed of, like, anyone else to have ever had it. Even characters like fucking Akasaka go crazier than her when they have L5, so yeah, she's just fun. She has some of the funniest lines in the game. She's funny. I don't know what to say. Rena, again, I promise I'm not just gonna put everyone into S tier. Also, the tiers are gonna be ordered. I think she's definitely above Miyao. Is she above Keiichi? Because, like, with Rena, you don't have as... I'm gonna put her there for now, but I'll think about it. With Rena, you don't have as much time to see things through her eyes. And she's also... She's... Like Shion, she's one of the... You only get to follow her for one chapter, you know? But Sumihoroboshi, I would say, is my favorite chapter in Higurashi. I think that's fair to say. I don't know. I feel like she's one of the best used characters in the series, but not necessarily because of her, if that makes sense. Like, she's fun. She's great. Don't get me wrong. Her fucking arc through Sumihoroboshi was fantastic. It was amazing. But then it also feels like... I mean, I really love the concept of her character. She's incredible. That's why she's in S tier. Like, she's just this cutesy, seemingly airheaded girl, but she's really, really passionate deep down to the point where she will get angry. And when she gets angry, she's angry. She's angrier than probably anyone else in the franchise when she's angry. I mean, say what you will about, like, her smashing her school windows at her old school. That was obviously Hinamizawa syndrome. But that one moment in Tatari Garoshi in particular, where they're having that argument in the classroom about helping Satoko, Keiichi isn't going crazy at that point, but Rena is fucking livid. She's just yelling the whole time, and I think that does more characterization for her than most of Sumihoroboshi, since it can be easy to write off the effects of Hinamizawa syndrome on characters. So, yeah. But then there was also Oni Damashi and Oni Akashi, which, again, leads me to this train of thought where it's like a lot of her moments are paired in relation to Keiichi. Like, what I think was cool about Oni Damashi is that it was, and it might just be because it was the first arc of Go, it was a complete subversion of Oni Kakushi, where it was very similar, essentially almost the exact same fragment again, but because of Satoko's actions in injecting Rena, we had Sumihoroboshi going on in the background as well, and Keiichi's paranoia ended up being true, but we didn't suspect it, because Rena's just Rena, you know? It's hard to tell sometimes, you know? The only reason she's so creepy in Oni Kakushi is because Keiichi's going crazy, so he sees everyone is fucking creepy. Everyone, even Miyao, who never hurts a fly, other than, I guess, the fingernail scene, but even then, that wasn't her so much as Oreo. So, yeah. And even then, like, you don't see any of the creepy shit she does until Oni Akashi. Rena's just funny. I don't know. I feel like I could talk about some of these characters for decades, so I'm gonna attempt to not talk about them for decades. So yeah. Quick water break. I'm not gonna include, like, what I see as pointless. Oh no, there are Go characters. Okay. Apparently he's different enough, thanks. I'm not gonna include what I see as pointless distinctions between characters. Cause, like, to me, this is Rika still. I judge that as the same character, so we'll just put Barncastle Rika at the bottom. Alright, so, Rika. I don't think she's S. Maybe in, like, a all characters I've ever seen ranking, I would put her in S. But then I'd put most of the cast for all 3 of these series in S. So, yeah. But I don't think she's B either. I think she's A. She has a hell of a lot of good moments, and she's characterized very well as this child looping through time constantly, over and over again, witnessing these tragedies that she doesn't think she can get out of. Like, it's easy for people to use the whole, oh, she's actually been alive for hundreds of years argument, so she's therefore an adult. No, she's been a child the whole time. She's literally been a child the whole time. So, I don't know what you want me to say here. She's been a child, treated as a child, seen as a child, and with the powers of a child in every world to do the same shit over and over and over again and try to find a way out of it with her child brain. She's never really been privy to all this information, you know? If she were, she probably would have gotten out of the loop sooner, you know? It's just like, oh, she has the brain of, like, a 100-year-old. No, she has the brain of a 10-year-old because she's 10. She's never been older than 10. That's the point. But there are a lot of those moments of, you know, childish rebellion that she uses throughout the series, especially her suicide scene in Miyakashi. You know, the one that was sensationalized to hell and back in the fucking original anime. Which really dulls the moment, I feel, because it's like they played that up for kicks, but in the VN, it's a really good moment. You know? I don't want to talk for way too long about each character, or else we'd be here for hours. We would be here for fucking hours. Now, Satoko, they do have, I can't even read what that text says. Looper Satoko. I don't know if it'd be fair to count that as a different character. I don't think it really would be. Do I count that? I don't think I do. I want to include Satoko as just one character, because I feel like it's inextricable, you know? It's absolutely inextricable. And therefore, I think Satoko, she's above Rika for sure, but is she S tier? Is she above miyao? That's really the question I should be asking, because I do think she's a notable step above Rika. Enough to be an S tier. But do I put her above miyao? See, I guess the main problem with Satoko is that she doesn't really have any moments until Tatari Higurashi, but then she has a shit ton of moments outside of Himatsubushi for, like, literally the rest of the fucking runtime, and then has Go and Sotsu, which does so much for her. It's a bit unreal. I think it'd be fair to say that without Go and Sotsu, she's I don't really want to say that. Is it fair to say she's the character with the least agency in the VN of the main cast? Like, the main 5, I should specify, because, like, you could include Shion. Do I want to include Shion in the main group? I don't know. I know she's part of the main cast, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I feel like Satoko doesn't have a ton of agency, but when she gets that agency, god does she go to fucking town? Don't get me wrong, Go and Sotsu have their flaws. Probably more overall flaws than the VN? At least per capita, because, you know, Go and Sotsu, runtime-wise, is way shorter than Higurashi's VN as a whole. But it's hard to say, really, if Satoko... I think that's a fair placement. I think it's a fair enough placement. I think Go and Sotsu definitely pushes her from an A to an S and hell above Rika into S. Because, really, most of her moments throughout... like, the only major moment I can think of for Satoko from the original VN is her murder in Miyakashi. That's, like, the only thing where she has, like, a moment with her own agency that heavily impacts the story. Because other than that, Oni Kikuchi, she's a background character. Watanagashi, she eventually disappears. Tatari Garoshi, she's there. she's there in the background, she's doing things, don't get me wrong. But again, it's more like she's, you know, just a victim the entire time. There is the bridge scene. I forgot about the bridge scene. The bridge scene definitely exists. And it is a good moment for her. But that's like her first major moment that like indicates anything to you about what's going on with Satoko. Because other than that, you're just like, oh, her abusive uncle came back to town, and you've heard things about Satoshi, which I think does do a lot for her character, because it does create those questions, because you hear about Satoshi as soon as Oni Kikuchi. I forget if they imply in Oni Kikuchi if Satoshi's literally her brother or not. Do they? I feel like they either don't use Satoshi's last name in Oni Kikuchi or don't use Satoko's last name in Oni Kikuchi. But at least by Watanagashi, you know. And therefore, there's some questions rising, like, oh, her brother's missing? What's going on with her, then? Is she alright? What's her deal? And then you get to Tatari Garoshi, and you're like, yeah, that's the payoff, baby. That is the fucking payoff. I'm not saying she's bad in the VN. I am not at all saying that. I just think Go and Sotsu is what elevates her to being on the level of the other three. And it's fucking wild that since the conflict in Go and Sotsu is primarily around Rika and Satoko, the others are involved, but it's primarily about Rika and Satoko, that I still think the other three are better characters than them. If only marginally. Again, the margins are razor thin. I love all of these characters. At least the ones that I put in high tiers. And Hanyu's cool. Alright, Satoshi. Satoshi has some difficulties in the story in the fact that he doesn't really exist for much of the screen time, and he's kind of just Shion's motivation through Miyakashi in the VN. Like, he does... I was about to say he emulates the actions of Keiichi, but it's more that Keiichi emulates him, which is pretty cool. I don't know. I want to put him in B, because I think he's a character that we probably could have seen more of. I don't know if he shows up much in the console arcs, but I think he's a character I'd want to know more about. Maybe that's not the point of his character. I don't know if it's, like, supposed to be explicitly implied by the story that Keiichi's essentially filling the same role as Satoshi, because it's not like we never meet Satoshi. We absolutely do in Miyakashi, and we talk to him for a while. And he is very much like Keiichi, but, you know, he's got his own personality, but he serves the same role, essentially, within the group, which is nice and all, but he isn't the same character, and I would want to know more about him, and I kind of really wish we got some of him in Go and Sotsu. Like, you're telling me there wasn't a single arc where Satoko tried to, like, help Satoshi? I mean, I guess maybe she didn't know how to. There was, like, did he only show up that one scene where she was in the basement of the Irie Institute and was just like, sorry, Nini, but I have to do this or something like that. I don't remember the exact context, but she never really intended on helping him. She just apologized to him. I don't know. Water. So, yeah. Shion. Mayakashi's very good. Mayakashi is very good. And even outside of Mayakashi, she has a lot of good moments. In Watanagashi, they're all implied. Tatari Goroshi and Mina Goroshi, she has... Is she in Tatari Goroshi that often? I know she is in Mina Goroshi. In Matsuri Bayashi, she's a little wacky. I don't know. I think she goes above Rika. Do I think she goes above Rika? This is tough, because this is not really something I've ever terribly thought about. I'm doing all this off the cuff. We're almost 30 minutes in, and I'm only just about to get through the main cast of Higurashi. Eesh. I think she goes above Rika. I think that's fair. Yeah, no elaboration. Akane, not really a character I need to say much about. I think she's C tier, because I don't think she's D tier. Next. Akasaka. I think bottom of B. I think that's fair. Because, like, yeah, he's the protagonist of Himatsubushi, but really the only thing he does in that is get into some wacky fight scenes and then promise to Rika that he'll help her in the future, which is the setup and payoff for Matsuri Bayashi. And then later, he shows up in Go for Neko Damashi for what really just felt like a cutaway gag. Like, they set that up just to have, like, the dramatic disparity between this sheer sense of hope. It's like, oh yeah, last time Akasaka showed up, Rika was able to figure shit out. He was how she solved shit. No, he's crazy and he's burning down the building and killing Rika. This is weird. How'd he get Hinamizawa syndrome? So, yeah. Alright, Hifumi. Is he fair to even rank? Like, he's a character, don't get me wrong, he absolutely is a character. But I would struggle to put him higher than this. I can't really think of a reason to. Like, he's kind of got the same deal as Satoko, where he's the motivation for Takano. But unlike Satoko and Satoshi, he doesn't exist for very long. He doesn't. Like, he's there, he's a character, alright, but not for very long. His character's kind of linked to Takano, but if I have to rank him separately, he's going there. Alright, Irie. Yeah. Irie's cool, I guess, but I don't know. I don't know about this dude, man. Like, I know he's supposed to be, you know, smart doctor man, and he's got shit covered, but, like, come on. All the weird shit he says, it's hard to get over that. Like, I can get over it with Keiichi because we know about Keiichi. And I understand the point with Irie saying weird shit about Satoko is that he promised to Satoshi to protect her. But he doesn't really do that much outside of attempt to keep that promise. Like, I feel like he probably is a character that could have had a lot more going on in the story, and he's definitely also the character who's the victim of the most plot conveniences, especially in Matsuri Bayashi. Matsuri Bayashi has a lot of weird plot holes, to be fair. Like, Shion and Kasai happening upon Irie's car in the ditch, and the broken camera or the blind spot at the clinic. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I can't rank Irie higher than that. I don't think he's bad. I don't. That's why he's in C. C isn't bad. But, I don't know. I don't think I can rank him higher than that. Kasai! Is this overrating him? That might be overrating him. But he's funny. I can't really explain why I think he's funny. He's just funny. He's just funny. I forget exactly what he called himself in Matsuri Bayashi, but that did so much to his likability. It increased it by so much. Like the... What was it? I forget. He had some sort of nickname, and I completely forget what it was. I don't know. He's just funny. Alright, we have some no-image characters. We have Keiichi's dad and Keiichi's mom. I feel like these are hard characters to rank. I feel like they're really, really, really hard to rank. Keiichi's dad, the only scene I can really think of is that one fragment from Matsuri Bayashi where he's looking at the lot and just being like, yeah, this is a cool village, and for some reason he could see Hanyu, which is something. I guess he goes bottom of C, because it's not like he has a negative contribution to the story. But I do think I'd put Aiko there? No. I don't think she needs to go above Akane. Also, I think Akane goes above Hifumi. Do I think Aiko goes above Hifumi, though? Like, the only scene I can think of with Keiichi's mom is in Tatari Garoshi with the murder mystery novel talk. That's about the only thing I can think of. And it was a good scene, don't get me wrong. I hold it in higher regard than the lot scene. I think that's fair. Alright, next we have the old guy. I forget his name. What's his name? I feel like I should know. The third family. Sonozaki, Furuta, and he something with an H. It's not Hideyoshi, is it? Why can't I remember? Whatever, I think he goes like there. I don't really have much to say about him. Like, there's the scenes in Minagaroshi and in Mayakashi, and that's kind of it. Alright, funnily enough, I can remember Kumagai's name, and he's there. I think he goes in D. D is like the threshold between good and bad, but it also just kind of means, yep, that's a character, alright. Anyways. Alright, weird that Takano is split into two characters. 3, actually. Why 3? Okay, we're not ranking, what does that even say? Is this in Spanish? Firma Fascista de Mio Takano? Yeah, we're not ranking these unnecessary alternate versions of characters. It'd probably be fair to say, oh, Miyoko Tanashi is technically a different character because that's the reason she took on a different name, but no. I'm not doing that because I'm not doing that. Anyways, Nomura. I do remember Nomura. I remember her. She was kind of like the antagonist to Takano, but admittedly, I don't remember a goddamn thing she did. I just know she existed and kind of messed with Takano. I know she showed up in Go, forget what she did. Yeah, but I guess for posterity's sake, there. Because I know she had contribution to the plot, I just don't remember what it was. Alright, Okanogi. Even though there are 3 Okanogis, at least I assume Okanogi's here 3 times. Yep, there's Okanogi, and where's the Ciconia Okanogi? Am I blind? There he is. I am gonna rank them separately, because even though he exists in all three, it's probably fair to call him a different character in all three, and Higurashi Okanogi, I think deserves here, if only for the scene towards the end of Matsuri Bayashi, where he fights Miyao. That shit's peak. That shit's fantastic. I love that. Alright. Moishi, do I put him above Rika? I don't think he breaks into S tier, but do I put him above Rika just because he's funny? I do. I put Oishi above Rika because Oishi is funny. Don't get me wrong, he has his cool moments, but it's hard to just get past that he's the funny cop guy, you know? Like, yeah, there's Tatari Damashi and Tatari Akashi, which I think he's a little bit more interesting in because you actually see his descent. And that was cool in theory, but I feel like they could have done a little more than that. I don't know. That was the coolest conceptual thing with, like, one of these random side characters getting Hinamizawa syndrome. I don't know. Oishi's funny. He's got air conditioning in his car. His token, his thumb, and his badge. You know, the deal. Alright, Oreo. I don't like Oreo because she's a bitch. But as a character, I think she belongs here. I think, in terms of contribution to the plot here, but this is about how much I like the character, so I think here. I feel like she never really had any sort of redemption. I know there was the whole thing in Minaguroshi, but, you know, I can't get past the archaic torture methods. Kinda can't get past that. You can make her be sort of nice to the main cast in Minaguroshi. You can do that. But I can't look past the medieval torture devices in her hidden basement. I really can't do that. Okay, Rina. I feel like she has the same deal as Oreo, where it's like, yeah, she has, I think she goes there then. She has contribution to the plot. That's true. But I don't like her. I don't like her that much. She's okay. Again, she's in C, which means she's not a bad character. I'm just not a big fan of her character. So I think that's a good enough spot for her. I don't know. I don't know. There was, like, some stuff in Oni Akashi, I suppose, but still. Alright, Totally Not Amakusa, who I'm also gonna put as a different character from Amakusa. I think he goes bottom of C because it was funny. That's about it, though. Alright, Takano. Top of A? Below Shion? I think below Shion. She has a lot of good moments. She's a good antagonist. She's evil, but also redeemable in the Higurashi sense. Not in the real life sense where you'd say, oh, she's a wonderful person because she plotted genocide. But she is a very good character and she's a sympathetic one at that, which is good. All right, Teppei. Do I rank Teppei alongside his Go counterpart? I kind of want to, because I don't want two Teppeis on the list. I feel like that negates the purpose of his whole deal with his redemption in Go. Because the redemption, I forget exactly how it happened. Because, yeah, it was due to Satoko's manipulation a bit, but it wasn't absurd. It's not like she used magic or anything. It was just manipulation, which proves he was able to be redeemed deep down. I think there. I think there. Yeah, I think that's fair for Teppei. All right, Tomitake. I think here, and I choose not to elaborate. Alright, Yukie Akasaka. That is Akasaka's dead wife, who has like 3 lines and then falls off the roof. I think bottom of C. Alright, I do not know why there is a Melty Blood character here. Is that just Chie? In Melty Blood? Is that all they did? Is this an alt form of Chie? That's weird. I'm not ranking that. Chie is the teacher who's very obsessed with curry. And has some moments. I think there. Alright, Tomita. God, this kid. Did he really have a character beyond he was the one who had a crush on Satoko? He was the one who liked Satoko. The other one liked, Rika. I mean, he was more interesting than the other one, I guess. But, like... Yeah. Can I stop right-clicking on accident? I swear. Alright, baseball dude. I forget his name. The wacky baseball dude. His jokes were not as funny as not Akasaka, because he's a bit of a perv. But he did come back. Kuwabara? Is that his name? I think it's Kuwabara. I don't know. We are 42 minutes in. I need to not spend so much time on throwaway side characters. You go at the bottom of C, Okamura. Alright, now we have what I assume are a bunch of, console arc characters. So we have a guy who looks like Keiichi. We have, a combination of Rena and the farmer girl from Ocarina of Time. We have dude in suit, we have dude in suit, we have older Hanyu, we have dude in suit, we have dude in plaid shirt, we have guy who looks like he's literally in a different art style, we have other guy who looks like he's in a different art style, we have some girl, we have, my sources say this is Mion, but I doubt it, to be honest. Well, I don't know either. We have some random woman, we have some baby who looks familiar. Miyuki. Is that Akasaka's kid? Miyuki 2003. This is Akasaka's kid. She shows up in the console arcs as an adult, okay. Light contextual spoiler, I guess. I felt like all she had was cheesy lines, really. I guess there. We have some green-haired girl. We have not Rika. We have... Is that the Naruto character? We have, I don't know who that is. We have some corpse party looking dude. We have, don't know. We have, don't know. We have androgyny. We have, I don't know. We have the author dude from P5S. We have, I don't know. We have Mion? Mion Sonozaki. That says Mion. Is this just an unnecessary alt form again? I guess. We have totally not played up for kicks creepy looking dude. We have this dude's probably rich. We have a silhouette of Hanyu. We have adult Rena, but doesn't look not like Rena. We have older Rika. I guess another unnecessary alt form. We have Takano in a canon cosplay. We have English dude. We have Hanyu in the Sakutaro outfit for some reason. We have I do not fucking know. We have I do not fucking know. Alright, Aiwa, and we're not counting Looper Satoko, and we're not counting Tepe. Okay. Aiwa. Moving on. We have I don't fucking know. We have Rika as a Love Live character. We have probably a girl. We have I do not know. We have I don't know. We have some Uma Musume bitch. We have I do not know. We have I do not know. We have Guy. We have Tsukuyami Rika. Either a different character or a pointless alt form. We have... Oh, it's Akasaka's wife. We're gonna keep the no image one because that's funny. Unnecessary alt form. We have Inori Mikazuki. No idea who that is. We have Keitaro Mayabara. Sure. We have Kururu Ishiki. Sure. We have Marutake. Whoever. These look like manga exclusive characters. We have Sakiko Kimiyoshi. These don't even look like When They Cry characters. This one does, but that's just because she looks like Miyao. Tamaki Sonozaki, okay. Alright, now we're into Umineko. Change the music. Alright, don't tell me you have several forms of Angie. I see, we're gonna rank this Angie as Angie, and we're gonna not rank this Angie because it's just Angie. Alright, Asumu Ushiromiya. That's Rudolph's dead ex-wife. Lord, is that a tough one? She doesn't really do much. I mean, I guess there's the twist with, Battler not being her kid. I guess. Sure. Alright, Battler. Oh boy, Battler. Is he above Keiichi? You bet your ass he is. I don't care which form of Keiichi's at the top because I'm counting Battler as... Did I say Keiichi? I don't care what form of Battler is at the top because we're counting every Battler as Battler. Hell yeah, motherfucker. This dude is fucking awesome. Probably one of the coolest protagonists I've seen ever. He's very funny. He does also have Keiichi's weird pervy trope. Arguably worse for it, since he does it to his cousin once in the first, like, 3 hours of the game, and then never again, which is cool. Yeah, and then he also gets with his aunt cousin, but we're just gonna move past that, because that's not the point. Battler is fucking awesome. I don't think I need to elaborate much. I think he deserves that. All right. Beatrice is a little harder because there are like 17 Beatrices. What Beatrices do we have? Peace Beato. Why is Angie Beatrice there? Chick Beato, Beato the Elder, Meta Beatrice. So is this supposed to be like Beatrice's self-insert in episode 2? Or like the Beatrice person that actually exists in relation to Shannon and Canon? I believe so? We'll just rank Beatrice when we get to Meta Beatrice and count that as Beatrice. All right, Erica, for some reason's our second Umineko character to ever, oh, sorry, third, because we already ranked Asumu. I think this is a bit of a hot take. Bottom of A. She's fun. She's a good character. I think she provides a good dichotomy to Battler. I don't know why she needed 2 chapters to get that across. Yeah, that's that. She serves her purpose. Eva. Eva is good. Eva's a good fucking character. She's definitely introduced as like this batshit crazy aunt that no one likes. But I think by the end, she's very, very good. Very good. I am gonna rank Eva Beatrice separately because I think that's a different enough character. And also, fair warning, expect Umineko characters on average to rank higher than Higurashi characters. I just like them more on average because that's how opinions work. Anyways, Genji. Probably top of B. I don't really have any. But Kasai, you have to go below him. I'm sorry if you don't want to. Yeah, I like Genji. He's cool. He does things that I respect in the story. I don't feel like I need to elaborate that much. George, oh boy, resident shitfuck. He's okay. He has some moments, but I feel like he's always outshined by the rest of the cousins, and he's also a weirdo. So I guess he's gonna hang out with Irie. Goda! Yeah, but in actuality, like... he's above George. Hideyoshi! Probably a character they could have done a little more with, but I don't dislike him. I think that's fair? Yeah. Jessica. Jessica's sick. Jessica has so many good moments. I'm not a huge fan of the Idol show from, like, episode 2. But she has so many good moments that I feel like I have to put her at top of A. I think that's more than fair. Alright, Canon. Oh boy, every giant metal firearm is a piece of furniture, y'all. You can sit on a cannon. And this one jumped out a window. Cannon's great. I think right below Erica is more than fair. I think that's more than fair. Cannon's awesome. Oh, Kinzo. Alright, Kinzo. I think bottom of A is also fair for him. I don't want to put him above Cannon, though. Kraus. Oh boy, Kraus. I think right there is more than fair. Is he the adult with the least screen time? The parent, I should say, with the least screen time? Or is Hideyoshi? It's one or the other. I don't think either of them are bad. Oh, Maria's dad. That's the one with the least screen time. Kraus is okay. Yeah. Kumasawa. See, this is a tough one, because I like Kumasawa. But, like, probably not more than this, I guess. I thought I'd be ranking these characters on average way higher. But there's also a lot of throwaway weirdos in Umineko, I feel. Like, I know what they're supposed to be. But, yeah. Okay, Kyrie. Kyrie's honestly one of the, like, late bloomers of Umineko, if that makes sense. Like, unlike characters like Eva and Natsuhi that get a lot of their characterization early, she, like, waits till episode 4, and even then, that's, like, only implicit because of Kasumi. And then, like, episode 6 is where she really gets shit rolling. She does also exist for a lot of episode 4, because that's, like, the only one where she lives a particularly long time. I think... above Oishi? I think above Oishi. No. I mean, I'm trying to be a little objective here. Like, if this was just all about favoritism, I would probably put Oishi in S. I'm trying to be a little objective here, though. So, yeah. I think Kyrie belongs there. Oh boy, Leon. Or Leon. Or Lion. Blonde boy. His purpose in the story is good. His interactions with Willard are good. And therefore, I think he goes... yeah, top of B, I think sounds fair. He is fun, he is cool, and he's like the last obvious metaphor to figure out who the culprit is. They're so, one of my, I think like my only major, I just bit my tongue a little. I think my only major criticism of Umineko is there are so many on-the-nose metaphors for figuring out who the culprit is in the Answers arcs, or core arcs, whichever terminology you prefer. But Leon, I think, is one that actually works really well. I mean, he's not the last explicit metaphor, but we'll get there. All right, Maria. Is she the second S-rank Umineko character? No, I think she's top of A. She's fun. She's a great character. Every scene she's in is pretty good. Her dynamic with Rosa is good. Her dynamic with the cousins is good. Beatrice, Angie, the childish debate that Erica has with her, you know, where she says Santa Claus isn't real. Fantastic stuff. Yeah. Oh boy, Nanjo. Well, I don't think I can put him higher than Hideyoshi or Akasaka, but I don't think he's flawed as a character like essentially everyone else below him to some variable extent. Yeah, I think that's fair. Natsuhi. Natsuhi is a weird character in that, as the inverse to Kyrie, she's like the early bloomer of Umineko, where she gets like all her characterization in chapter 1, but then you never see her really do anything notable again until the beginning of chapter 4, and then either chapter 6 or 7, where they mention the accident with the cliff. But like her character, you kind of get all of that in episode 1. She's just hiding some of the details of things she knows in episode 4 and 6 or 7. So I think she goes right with her husband. Rosa. I'm not even joking. I'm joking a little bit. I would have said in the past that Rosa is my favorite Umineko character, and I still hold true that she's a very, 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 very good one and a very underrated one. But it's hard to justify it, you know? It's very hard to justify it. I just like her character. I don't think I can even really explain much of it. I just know that's a belief I used to have, and I do think she's an S-tier character. The fact that she's the second S-tier Umineko character is... I would say it's saying something, but we haven't really gotten to every character, so we'll see. Rudolph! Rudolph is like Kyrie in that he's a late bloomer with the plot, but he does have details early on, but he probably has the least details of any parent other than Hideyoshi. So I kind of want to put him right there. Yeah. I feel like he could have benefited from a lot more screen time. I mean, he's Battler's dad. And I feel like we just didn't get enough of him. So, oh well. Alright, Shannon. Is it wrong of me to say that I think she's a less interesting character than Canon? I don't think she's that much less interesting. I think she's above Genji. Do I think she's above Leon? Yeah. Do I think she's above Kinzo? I think she's below Kinzo. I don't know. She's good still, don't get me wrong. But that's about that. Alright, oh fuck. Are these unnecessary alt versions? I mean, arguably no. Because the servants are different people from the stakes. However, a lot of the servants don't really do anything other than bully Sayo. So, like, am I supposed to rank any of them really higher than D? yeah, I think I'm gonna rank them separately from the stakes, but these 5 go into D, and these 2 go into C because of the key scene and how they didn't really do anything to Sayo. From what I remember, they just kind of existed. Yeah. All right, we're not ranking Angie Beatrice separate from Angie, but Angie, not above Rena. I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that's fair. Angie's fantastic. I think she's probably one of the most consistently good characters in Umineko, because like Battler has his lows, but Angie's very consistent, which is good. Yeah, I'm not gonna explain more than that. All right, we're not ranking Meta Battler separate from Battler. We're not gonna rank Chick, do I? Well, Chick Beato and Beato the Elder are kind of, they're another random metaphor for the culprit. It's so weird. All right, but whatever. We'll talk about Claire first, because she is a different character. She is a narrator who did not specifically have to be Claire. She is okay at the best. I think that is a fair placement. All right, Chick Beato and Beato the Elder, the first... Are they the first blatant metaphor? I mean, I guess you could argue that Shannon and Cannon are a metaphor for it as well, but they aren't presented as that. They literally are the culprit, essentially. So, yeah. But I don't remember anything that Chick Beato and Beato the Elder specifically did. So, I'm gonna put Chick Beato and Elder Beato there. Beatrice, though, I think has to go above Battler. She's so good. I think if I were to do the inordinate task of a tier list of every character from everything I've ever seen, read, watched, heard, ever, Beato would probably be top 5. Top 5 favorite? Maybe not. But top 5 best written, highest quality characters? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Honestly, she might even be at the very top for all of When They Cry. She might. I mean, if I were playing hella favorites, I would probably put Keiichi and Rena above these two. But I'm not gonna. All right, Burncastle. Burncastle's good. I think, right... Do I put her next to Rika below Oishi? Yeah, I do. All right, Black Battler. Yeah, I count him as a separate character well enough. He's something. I don't know. I feel like some of the metaphor with him was lost on me, so... But that was kind of harsh. I think there. I feel like some of his metaphor was lost on me. It's also because, you know, he only shows up in episode 8. Like, at the end of episode 8. So it's really tough to say. All right. Oh boy, the Chester sisters. Okay, Double L's definitely the least interesting. I think there. Is it 45 or 410? I think this one's 410. I'm pretty sure. This is the one that you can play as in Golden Fantasia, who's fucking annoying. I'm really not a huge fan of any of the Chester sisters. Honestly, probably D. Like, I get what they're supposed to be. They're Maria's toys. But, I don't know. Why do they look like that? And then this one's literally dead. She literally doesn't show up outside of the extras menu. Moving on. Dlanner. Dlanner's funny. I kind of want to put her above Erica. I'm not gonna, but I think it'd be very funny too. I think right there is good. She's good. I feel like she's a good character. Uh-huh. All right, Cornelia or Cordelia? Cornelia. I mean, Cornelia and Gertrude, we'll get to that. Cornelia and Gertrude are certainly better characters than the Chiester sisters. I'm still not a huge fan of their designs, but they at least feel like they're contributing a little bit to the plot. But not more than, I would say, Oreo. And I guess Cornelia's the marginally better character. Yeah. Erica Fruto, but she's wearing a hat. Yeah, bitch! That shit was hilarious anyways. Just the fact that they gave her a pirate hat. That's fucking hysterical. Obviously, she doesn't actually go on the list, but that's just funny that she's there. Alright, Eva Beatrice is S. But where an S? Ooh. Ooh. I think she goes here. This might be silly, but even back when I read Umineko for the first time, she felt like probably one of the more relatable characters in it. Which is weird, because it's not like I'm the child of a well-off family and have an older sibling who's going to be the heir of said family, and I feel like I'm entitled to more. But I don't know, her struggles resonated with me, and I liked that. Also, hot take, gender as fuck. Moving on. Alright, Featherin. Featherin's good, definitely better than Aowa. Definitely. Even if they are the same character, I refuse to believe that. She is good. I feel like she could have done a little more. I think Toya's better. That's fair. No, that's fair. Okay, I don't know who you are. I know for a fact you did not show up in the original. I think you're a Saku exclusive. So are you, while we're at it. Gap. Gap's fucking funny. I feel like Gap's ranking's gonna be artificially inflated a bit because she's funny. I just dropped the thing I was fidgeting with. Let me grab it. Alright, back to fidgeting. I think I just dropped Gap where she belongs. Fantastic. Do I rank the fucking goats? I don't rank the goats. Lambda, though, I absolutely rank. I do think she's a better character than Berncastle, but by how much? Joke's on you, I already know, and it's right there. She is very funny. I feel like her whole deal in the story is a lot better than Berncastle's. Plus, she's just a character archetype that I really like, which is cutesy gremlin characters that are introduced as actually legitimately kind of intimidating antagonists, but are too good-natured at heart to actually be evil, so they just eventually give up at it because they're not that great at it to begin with. So, yeah, she's a good character. Moving on. I'm not counting this separate form of Battler. I'm not counting this separate form of Maria. I will count Ronove. Ronove. He's at least funnier than Genji. He's kind of too linked to Gap for me. Kind of because of episode 4. That fight in episode 4 where he fights Jessica and Gap fights George is some peak shit. I love that. Alright, Sakutaro. Fucking Uryu? Fucking C. I don't know. I don't know what Shannon Imaginary is supposed to imply, so. Oh boy, we got the stakes now. Alright, I do actually have different opinions on each of them. Lucifer is right there. She doesn't do a ton, but she does some stuff. Yeah. Leviathan. fuck. Now I'm confused. Episode 6, the fight between Jessica and Kyrie. There was a stake that helped Kyrie. I believe it was Leviathan? Am I wrong on that? It was either Leviathan or Belphegor. Ah, shit, man. I'm gonna assume it was Leviathan. If I'm wrong, then swap her placement with Belphegor. Just for her role in that fight, it goes to be. Satan. Probably the least interesting. Did she do much? I don't think she did much. Right there. Belphegor. Thing is, I can't remember anything she did, but I feel like she also had a fight with Kyrie. You know what? They're both going at the top of B. But I think Leviathan was the one with the Jessica fight, which was fucking peak, so I don't care. Mammon. I know Mammon's the most important one to the story. She's Angie's friend, but I couldn't help but find those beginning parts of episode 4 kind of boring at times, and I feel like a lot of that was due to Mammon. So I kind of want to put her right below Sakutaro. Alright, Beelzebub. Definitely not an interesting one. I'm going to put you a couple spots above Satan. And Asmodeus was the horny one, who I don't remember doing literally anything, so I'm going to put her below Satan. Alright, Virgilia. Also feels very inextricable from these two, but she's an even better character, so I think she goes there. Gender bent Erica. I don't know who you are supposed to be. You're probably from, Saku or something. All right, Willard. Willard's a bit too inextricable to Leon, but probably there. Yeah, whatever. You can be with your boy toy. All right, here's my hot take. I understand these two are important. I think they are way too on the nose as a metaphor, though, and I find them annoying. Whichever one is Z-Part and whichever one is Furfur, they're in D. I'm not changing my mind. I'm not. Even if they are well-written characters that have a place in the story, they felt boring to me, and I never liked them to begin with. Anyways, why is there another Angie? Go away. All right, Amakusa. Yeah, he's funny. Kasumi, fucking bitch. She definitely has her place in the story, but god is she a fucking feckless cunt. Holy shit, is she obnoxious. I don't think I have any reason to like her. Literally at all. I don't find her annoying like I do Zepar and Furfur, and she's at least a character. So she goes below Kumagai. Actually, she goes above Kumagai. Yup. Fantastic. Alright, Boatman. Boatman. Above Aowa. Kumasawa's son. I forget his name, Junkichi? Something like that? He's a character. Bottom of C, actually. The Doctor, Nanjo's grandson? Or Nanjo's son? I think this is Nanjo's son, and that guy was, Kumasawa's grandson. He was probably the most interesting random Chapter 4 addition. So we'll put him. We're splitting up the Mayabara family with the Doctor, y'all. Alright, Umineko Okanogi. Probably not a hot take to say that he's the least interesting of the three. He has his moments. I don't think he's bad, but I'd struggle to put him higher than top of C. Alright, is this counted as separate from the other? Yeah, you're an unimportant distinction. I have no idea who you are. I have no idea who you are. Man from 19 years ago. God. Oh, I feel like I remember this, but I don't. I don't remember who they are. I know they were in the VN, but I forget who they fucking are. Fuck. Whatever, posterity's sake, bottom of B, but I don't know who they are. I don't remember. I just know they were important. Okay, is this the original Beatrice? She was cool. She was pretty chill. I'm gonna assume this is the original, like, Italian Beatrice that Kenzo, met. Essentially. I think that's a good place for her. Alright, Ikuko, or Toya, or however, whichever name she uses, because I forgot. She's cool. Better than Featherin. Better than Natsuhi? No. It's funny, but I'm counting them as different characters. I think it's fair enough. Alright, Kenzo of the past, I'm not counting separately because Kenzo's Kenzo. Kuwadorian Beatrice is a different character. And she has those moments with Rosa, which are pretty cool. I think right there. That is just Battler. Sayo Yasuda episode 7. From the manga? Or do you just mean the Claire story? Because I'll count Sayo as Sayo. But I will say that she's essentially inextricable from Beatrice. So I'm just gonna do that. Yes, she is a different character from Beatrice, technically. But I view them as pretty inextricable, you know? And of similar quality. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, wow, we're into Ciconia. Holy shit, change the music. Okay, Ciconia is probably gonna be the quickest part of this because it's, you know, the one with the least to talk about. And on average, they're probably gonna rank lower than the other two. But not because I dislike them, because I do really like this cast. It's mostly because the story is unfinished and some of these characters we have jack shit for. So, let's go in order. Naima, very funny. Yeah. Actually, no, I think she goes a bit higher. I think right there. Oh, but wait, no, there was that fight scene that was peak as shit. There was that fight scene that was peak as shit. There was her, like, screaming against Rethabeel. That was fucking amazing shit, actually, though. I don't have my full Let's Play of Ciconia up on YouTube yet, because I'm not allowed to. But when I do, that shit's peak. That shit is peak. That shit is so peak, it's unreal how peak it is. Alright, Naomi. I guess of their... what was the word? Kete? She's the least interesting, but definitely not a bad one. She's cool. And I'm gonna raise her a small bit because she's gender. Stan. Stan is awesome. I like Stan. Stan is cool. Do I think he's above Naima, though? Just for that fight, no. He's cool, though. I like him. Alright, Fatma. Definitely one of the Ciconia characters. I guess for posterity's sake, bottom of B, because I don't dislike her. Leah, kind of the same deal. None of these three really do anything different from the others. So I guess I'll rank them based on design, which I suppose would just be their normal order anyways. Alright, Abdo. Abdo's cool. He kind of doesn't do much. He just kind of gives Jaden dating advice. But Abdo's sick. I like him. I suppose... there. I like him. Gannett. Why are... okay, I guess the Ketes are split up for the ACR characters, if that was what the acronym was. Ganet's definitely a character that doesn't do a ton. And her kete is very one-note. Perhaps not as one-note as these three. But not much more. Not much less, I should say. I think above Nanjo. Ishak, I kind of view as inextricable from Abdo, so we're gonna do that. Mariana, I guess right below Ganet, and Noor, right above Ganet. Rethabeel's sick. Rethabeel is probably above, she's definitely above Naima. She above Shannon? She above Delanner? She above Cannon? I think so. She's cool. She's definitely one of the characters they focused on way more than the others. That's for sure. She's awesome. Chloe. This is definitely an image to choose for her. She had good moments, but they were really few and far between. But I don't think it's enough to knock her out of A tier. Right below Stan is good. Gunhild, kind of the same deal. I think she goes above Stan. Jaden. Do I put a character in S tier just from one chapter phase? Ugh. Do I? Do I? Cause he is so fucking good. I think I do. Kashka. Kashka's cool. It seems like they're setting up for a lot with her. It seems like they're setting up for a lot with her. She's also pretty peak. She had some awesome moments. I don't think it's above Gap and Ronove, though. Lilia. You know, meow meow, motherfuckers. She's better than Naomi. She's better than Leviathan and Belphegor. She's A tier. I think she's better than Chloe. I think that's good. Okay, I am gonna rank the different meows because they might as well. They're different characters. Even if they share a body, they're different characters. So Meow goes the cat. Am I gonna put her in A? I mean S. I think I put her in S. I have to. For some reason, just random Tojiro in the middle. Tojiro's good, and they're definitely setting up for a lot with him, so I guess just because of the intrigue, we'll put him above Oishi. Okay, Meow Caps Lock. Key Smashing Prophetic Asshole. I think no, also the intrigue. So for that, we'll put them below Oishi. All right. Meow, as in this one, yells a lot. Do I put him in S? Do I? Ooh. I might want to put him in S. I might just put him in S. Should I? He is good. But the thing is, my thing is, he's not better than Jada. But what, is he better than Meow? Is Meow better than Meow? Which Meow's better? It's very difficult. I'm gonna do the, no, yeah, actually, yeah. You know, I kind of forgot that he's the literal protagonist and is very cool. All right, next, oh boy, the best Okanogi, and it's not close. It is not close at all. This dude is fucking hilarious. He is absolutely hysterical in Ciconia. He is awesome. All right, next we have Andri. Andri, he's also very cool. He has a bit more screen time than some of the guys because he's part of Lingji's kate. But I don't think he breaks out of B. Because the other two... Wait. No, he's in, Fuck, what's her name? I can't remember her name. He's not in Lingji's. He's in, Sujata's. It's either pronounced Sujata or Sujata. He's in her kete. Right, okay. I'll put him with the other guys. But I like those two more, so I'm gonna do that. All right, Aisha. Aisha's cool. Yeah, I guess top of B. She's cool. Lingji. Lingji's good, but probably the most understated of the main, like, I guess representative characters for each of the countries. Like, between her, Stan, Miyao, and Rethabil, she's the least interesting, but I don't think she's bad. I think right below Stan. Momotake, probably the most generic. He's okay, but it feels like he should have gotten characterization and just kind of didn't. I don't hate him. I don't even think he's C tier. I think he's right above Noor. All right, Ruxana's awesome. Ruxana's so fucking cool, dude. I think she goes right below Naima. They're both in that category of just like girls who scream a lot because they're awesome. Sujata. I think Sujata is pretty cool. Right below Aisha. All right, the kings are a little difficult. The kings are a little difficult. The King of Fury is... I'm just gonna rank the kings together, so we'll get to them in a moment. Jestress. Jestress is bottom of A. All right, the kings are going to be middle of the road B. I think right below Natsuhi is a good spot. I guess as for which is more interesting, which one is this? The king of, I can't read that, Ratatouille? And the king of sorrow. Oh, the king of ridicule. Yeah, I think this order is good. Ridicule is probably the most interesting one. All right, Mari Carmen. Mari Carmen is pretty damn good. I think there is a good spot for her, and Valentina goes right above her. Caro Pollo, kind of a hard one to rank, because he's just kind of a frog Siri. Not bad, but like, I think it'd be really hard to put him above like... I think that's good. I think that's good. That feels right. All right, Sesha. I think that's how it's pronounced. It's either Seisha, Sesha, or Seisha, and I think Sesha is the one that sounds the least like the least wrong. So Sesha, I believe, should be... She has less intrigue than Tojiro, but she does have intrigue, so I'm gonna put her below... Ooh. Yeah, that feels right. I like that. Alright, Veer. Veer has a lot of intrigue too, but I think even less than Sesha. That feels right. Yeah. Oh, that's it. That's it! We did it. I did it in an hour and a half, and I'm definitely gonna need to eat before I go to work in about an hour. I'm glad this didn't end up taking 3 hours. I mean, I kind of tried my best to make it not. So, yeah, let's check through and see if there's anything I should revise. So, going from the bottom, Zepar and Furfur, 556, all the servants except for Osne and Belne. Chester Double O, Kumagai, I think should go below Chester Double O. Kasumi, I think should go above the other 2 Chester sisters. Yu should go below the Chester sisters. You're fine. Asumu, Awa, I think Kawabata, right? Has to go below Asumu. Awa should go above Okamura. Yukie should go below Okamura. No, above. Miyuki should go above Okamura. You're fine, you're fine. This is fine, this is fine. Claire, Gertrude and Cornelia, Asmodeus and Satan. I kind of want to put Satan below Asmodeus because she's less likable. Oreo, Rina, Beelzebub. Still fucking forgot his name. Tomita, Nomura, Black Battler, Elder and Chick. I think Black Battler goes above them. Akane, I kind of want to move Akane up a lot. I think right there feels good. And the rest of this feels nice. If anything... No, that feels fine. Umineko, Okanogi, actually. Right there feels good. Those three, Man from 19 Years Ago, I guess is, again, supposed to be a bottom of B, I forgot. Nanjo, those three. I think Nanjo goes at least above Akasaka, actually. Akasaka, Nanjo, Hideyoshi, Amakasa, Satoshi. Lucifer should go down to right above Momotake. Rudolph, Featherin, Ikuko, the Kings. I think Featherin and the Kings. Featherin goes above the Kings. Featherin and Ikuko. I even kind of feel like Rudolph does. Natsuhi, Tomatake, Kumasawa goes below Tomatake. Higurashi Okanogi goes below Tomatake. Karapoyo, that's fine, I guess. Italian Beatrice. Castiglione, that's her name. Stop right-clicking. Tepe, Kasai, Andri, Ishak, Abdo, Kubadorian Beatrice, Genji, Leon, Willard, Naomi, Belphegor, Leviathan, Sujatha, Aisha, Jestress, Chloe, Lilia, Lingji, Stanislaw, Gunhild. Yeah, I'm fine with that, actually. Mari Carmen, Valentina, Koshka, Runaway, Gap. Does Runaway belong above Gap? I don't think so. Rukshana, Naima, Shannon, Delanner, Veer, Kinzo, Ciconia, Okanogi, Cannon, Sesha, Retha Beal, Erica. I think Rika has to go above Burncastle and Miyao. Yeah. I feel like I undersold her a little. She has to go above Luishi too, I'm sorry. And Tojiro and Kyrie. I think right next to Takano's good. Takano, Eva's a little high. I think she belongs right above Kyrie, but below the other two. Shion, yeah. Virgilia is a bit high as well. She's actually really high. That feels good. Jessica and Maria are fine. Jessica might be a bit high. Jessica at least belongs below Shion. Meow, Jaden, Meow, Satoko, Mion. Rosa, I think should go below those two. Lambda, Angie, I'm gonna put below Lambda. Rena, Keiichi, Eva, Battler, Sayo, Beatrice. Yeah, this works. I think this is good. It's of course subject to change as I could probably think things through and change rankings for a while, think about characters more or less. And maybe even a reread would make any of these characters go hella up or hella down. But I think this is good personally. I guess maybe there's an argument to be made that I should do this. So I'm gonna do that. And I think this is good. So that's where I'm ending the video. Goodbye.